today's video on the Great Lakes Firearms and Ammunition 1911 DS Synergy. Gotta say, it's a great gun. You saw in the intro, looks a bit different than what I have here. I've done some modifications and upgrades to it, like this Atlas trigger, the OSight S, which we'll speak a little bit more on as we go along. And man, I mean, I gotta tell you, for an entry-level 1911, can't do much better than this. All right, so it is cut for an RMSc footprint right out the gate. So one of the largest, and most interesting red dots that I wanted to try out was the OSight S. It's an enclosed emitter. I have the box here. It's brand new, and let's see, comes with a whole host of accessories, screws, a pouch. Let's see what else comes in here. The actual charger for it, tools, a charging cable and tools. I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up. And then you've got a little pouch, just a box of screws. I mean, this is amazing. The packaging that they came up with for this red dot is absolutely amazing. And then the charging hood, I can get in this thing. Here's your charging hood, okay? And it just fits right on over the top, like so. Let you know that it's charged, fully charged. Damn, I mean, this is a hell of a package, let me tell you. All right, so getting back to this firearm. So I've got the OSight on here. Got the Surefire X300 on here, and I've got the Atlas X-line trigger. And another thing that I did, that I added, was I took the initial red fiber optic insert out, and I changed that out to green. So if you were to purchase this sub $1,000 firearm, it will come with the red fiber optic front sight. Let's see, this trigger. Initially, the trigger that comes along with it is not bad, but could be better. You could tell where the cost savings sort of went. This trigger was a bit heavy, around 5.5, almost 6 pounds. When I put it on my scale, it was gritty, but doable. I mean, it shot great. Once you got used to the trigger, I mean, it shot great, but I knew that I could do better. And when you know you can do better, you do better. So I switched that out. It did come with some rear sight plate, and those sights are sort of lackluster as well. They're different. I don't think I've ever fired a gun that had sights, a rear sight notch that was so close together. It was different. I mean, I didn't see anything, majorly wrong with it. It's just not something that I'm used to. So I switched that out. That's part of gun 101. If you don't like it, change it. You know what I mean? So let's see. Then you got an Allen wrench for, this is the actual Allen wrench for the Atlas, and the 2 set screws for that rear sight. So that was the Allen wrench for the Atlas trigger. Great Lakes doesn't send you a Allen wrench for this trigger, and let me mention it now. This is an adjustable trigger. I tried my best to adjust it. It lackluster. Like I said, I mean, the cost savings are gonna go towards this trigger, the sights, let's see, and maybe the polymer frame, the module. I could see some cost savings going there, but everything else is fantastic. It's phenomenal. I feel as though I hit the lottery with this particular firearm. But getting back to Great Lakes, they do not send you an Allen key for their adjustable trigger. So if you think you have the appropriate Allen key for the Synergy trigger, you're wrong. The only way that you're gonna have the correct Allen key is if you have one of these. You're gonna need the absolute smallest Allen key that is available in the world, man. The one that ended up working was the .050. I kid you not. It is the most odd thing. Every other manufacturer uses a standard Allen key for their triggers, except Great Lakes. They found the absolute smallest Allen key known to man. But I have this case. I would suggest you also picking up a Allen key kit, so that if you ever run across these issues with guns, you won't have to stop what you're doing or postpone any projects because you're missing the smallest Allen key in the world. All right, so getting to this firearm, when I picked this thing up, oh my goodness, even the FFL felt as though he had missed the train. Okay, he was not aware of this firearm. He had no clue who Great Lakes was, and let alone that they made such a buttery smooth, oh goodness gracious, buttery smooth 1911 double stack. I mean, it is just amazing. The safeties are super positive. I mean, this gun has some quality components. I mean, it is just super positive, and it is a 20+1 capacity. All right, and while we're on the subject, let's talk about these mags. They are made by Checkmate, so they are very good mags. They are quality mags. You get 2 of them in your box. But here's the great part about this gun, the price point that it comes in at. Here's a wonderful addition. You can use Prodigy mags. Oh my goodness. Look at how sexy that thing looks there. Right? And to be honest, the Prodigy mags are better. Gonna tell you why. If you are familiar with over insertion of magazines to firearms, such as 2011's, the Canik Rival S had an issue with that at one point. It is because when you jam your mag into the gun, it will hit the ejector, and it will possibly bend your ejector, which is a bad thing. And that's because these magazines don't stop because they're not flush fitting. See that? So you can continue to press upward and hit that ejector. You don't have that problem with the Prodigy mags. So you see where that base pad is, it automatically stops. It won't go any further. You can keep pushing it, but it won't contact your ejector, which gives you a much faster reloads. You don't have to worry about, over insertion. And so you're good, you know what I mean? So that's a plus for me because I own a Prodigy and I own several Prodigy magazines, so that's good. However, I wouldn't suggest putting the 26 round stick mag in this particular gun for that problem I just mentioned. I would only stick with the 20 rounders or the 17 if your 17 runs. My 17 doesn't run in my Prodigy, so I don't use it. Let's see. I don't know what else to say except for great gun. You have to experience this Atlas trigger for yourself. It is absolutely amazing. I see why so many people swap their factory triggers for the Atlas trigger. It's the best trigger I think I've ever felt. For a 1911 or 2011. Check out this. Check out this trigger pull. There's your take up, wall, boom, brakes right there. Okay, here's your reset right there. A little bit of take up, brakes. Oh my goodness. When I took this thing to the range for the first time after I installed the trigger, I was nervous. I thought that it would not be as good as what maybe it felt, when I was installing it. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. This trigger and this platform is gold. Okay, it is gold. Literally and figuratively, it is gold. All right, I like it. I think you will too if you decide to go this route. Let's talk about price. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm spitballing this video today. There is no script. There is no extras. Just me telling you about this particular firearm and what I think of it. And to be honest, had I purchased this gun before the Prodigy, I probably never would have purchased a Prodigy. That's me being 100% truthful and honest. It is just that good. So 900-ish bucks. This Synergy can be yours. Dual or ambi safety. There is a grip safety here. Skeletonized hammer, and you have a mag well. It comes with a decent enough trigger, red fiber optic front sight, rear sight, which I said, it takes some getting used to, but completely doable. But it takes some getting used to. And check this out. Extended slide stop. Extended slide stop. This is huge for me. I did not train using my support thumb to drop the slide until I started running a 2011. And 2011s require a lot of fitting, so I didn't want to go that route, just purchasing more and more parts for a firearm like the Prodigy that already ran me close to $1,500 after everything I put on it. So I just didn't want to buy any more parts. But for something like this to come with that major component, you really can't go wrong with this. So if you've never heard of this, or if you're on the fence about purchasing it, I would just go for it. Now, these Synergies, they come with they come in different colors. So I got the burnt bronze color. They come in like a blue, gray, what they call like the sharp gray or something like that, and a black cherry. So if you know, you like your guns to have a little bit of, you know, pizzazz and vibe, you know, this is a good route to go. Okay. As far as the polymer, like I mentioned earlier, is not as stout or sturdy or robust as something like the Prodigy, and I don't know why that is. It just feels different. It feels like it's not, you know, it's just not the same type of either material or you know, quality, I guess is the right word. But you're definitely getting some cost savings there. Is it anything that's going to, you know, prohibit the gun from running? You know, no. Is it an aesthetic thing? Yes. It's all aesthetics. The weight of the gun is much lighter than the Prodigy, it seems to me. And I don't know. I really dig this thing. Shooting it at the range, oh my goodness. I impressed myself, which is pretty difficult to do these days. But I impressed myself. I mean, it's just the balance of it, you know, in this configuration. The balance of it is spectacular. Even, you know, when I present and I am looking at that, you know, looking for that dot, I mean, it's right there in the window. It just feels so good in either hand when you're shooting. So, I mean, if this is a platform that you're trying to get into, or you really want to get into, and you just aren't sure about the weight or anything like that, I mean, this is a perfect option. Let's see. So, man, I told you about the upgrades, the trigger, the OSight, the weapon light is completely subjective to whatever, you know, you want to run on your weapon light. I just so happen to have, or you want to run on your gun for a weapon light, but I just so happen to have so many guns that have holsters for X300, so I just, you know, continue to throw X300s on there, or X300-esque lights. Let's see, crown barrel, man, just so much to say about this. It's a bull barrel 5-inch crown barrel. This is a two-piece guide rod set, so you have to unscrew this portion of the guide rod with a 5/32 Allen key. Once again, gonna need one of these for this synergy. Lots of random patterns, it seems, when it comes to screws on this thing. So just when you buy this, and you'll be great. You'll be good to go. So yeah, I mean, you could even get this chunk ported if you want, and if you see that the slide serrations on the top, I mean, a quality machinist can just use, you know, this area here, which was already cut out, to you know, chunk port your barrel and port your slide. I mean, it's just, the options are endless on this thing, which is what perplexes me, that nobody knows about it, you know. I think maybe it's like 3 videos of this particular firearm, and I've had this for a couple of months now, just, you know, running it and you know, fitting the trigger and making sure I had the red dot that I wanted, and I mean, you know, testing magazines, you know, whether it be the stock one or the Prodigy, which both run, you know, phenomenally. But it was just so much that comes with this firearm, and if you're new to this, like I am, you know, this 2011 game, which is, you know, apparently starting to bite me hard. Not to the point where I'm going to spend, you know, $5,000 or $6,000 for 2011, but, you know, something, you know, that I can kind of work on and make my own, perfectly fine with me. But this is just a great option. Again, if I would have, you know, had this available to me before I purchased the Prodigy, I would have never bought a Prodigy. I would have just purchased the Synergy. I like this thing so much that I have already purchased the second one. So this would be the first of two, the gold one, and then the next one that's coming to my gun safe would be the blue one. I'm at the point now in my life where when I find a firearm that I really like, I like the company, I like the accessories, the attributes, the characteristics of a gun. I like the way how it shoots, all that kind of stuff. I'll be hard pressed to say, I'm not gonna buy another one, because if anything were to go wrong with this, I don't want to send it back. I would rather have a second one to keep, my lifestyle going, my classes, whatever the case is. And then while that gun is off to the manufacturer, I can still have one that's running. And I do that primarily with a lot of guns that I just, trust. I trust this gun so far. This is, man, what a heavy hitter out of the box. If you have the budget to spend $4,300 on a Staccato, if you have $6,000 to spend on an Atlas or whatever, a high dollar 2011 that's out there today, great. Keep doing that. I'm gonna keep doing this, and I'm gonna keep shooting the piss out of these sub $1,000 guns, because it's worth it. The trade-off to having a budget friendly, or however you want to call it, 2011, a quality 2011, is that you can shoot it. Just shoot the snot out of it. Get familiar with the platform if you're not already familiar with the platform, or just get better if you're already familiar with the platform. And then you can outfit it the way that you want it, and you're still not even at a fraction of the cost that it would be for those higher end brands. Now, I want to let you know, if I hit the lottery or something like that, that'll be completely different. If the San Antonio Spurs decide that I'm the point guard for them and they have to have me today, right now, in my current physical state, take me as is, that's different. All right, of course I would have all of that stuff, but that's not my life. I'm realistic. I am a firearms instructor who likes collecting guns, and so I am going to do what's in my budget and what I think is the most sound thing to do, which is the same I would encourage everybody out there to do. Spend your money on ammo. So get a quality gun, and then buy lots and lots and lots of ammo. Perhaps a membership to your local gun club, those sort of things. So, and then that's what I do. So, more power to you if you have a gun collection that's worth more than your house. So, more power to you. Let's see. I think for what it's worth, you can't do better than this. Maybe there'll be a company that comes out that can, do it better. Good luck. If you do it better, it's because you use this, to model yours after, because there was nothing wrong with this gun out of the box. As soon as I picked it up, it didn't have a light on it, didn't have a trigger, didn't have a red dot. As soon as I picked this thing up and I went to the gun range, I was just stacking them, boom, 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 and I said, whoa, this is not what I expected, and it was a pleasant surprise. So when the gun comes out of the box like that, and you already have an idea of what you want to do to your next 2011, your next project, it just becomes that much more, it becomes easier for you to just say, yeah, I'm going to put a trigger in there. Yeah, I'm going to put a Surefire on there. Yeah, I'm going to put an enclosed emitter red dot, because it's already running like a champ. So let's make it better. And that's exactly what you do in these particular cases. And that's what I would encourage anyone else to do who picks this up. If you can afford it, You know, get another trigger, get a quality red dot. I think the Vortex Defender, if I'm not mistaken, fits on here. The one that has the RMSc cut. It's a larger window, so you know you may want to go with that. One of the main reasons I went with this one is because of that right there. That circle dot is my bread and butter. I mean, when Hollow Sun came out with that circle dot on pistols, I said, look, man, this, you know, I just shoot so much better with the circle dot and so much faster with one. So it was, you know, repetitive thinking with me. It was a no-brainer. The next red dot that I purchased for a firearm would continue to be a circle dot, and it just so happened to be this OSight S that I absolutely love. The price was good too, sub $200. So I mean, this whole build is still, let's see, OSight 200. Let's see, 9. I'm at 11, 1150. Yep, it's cheaper than a stock Prodigy. This build is cheaper than a stock Prodigy. So you still got to buy the red dot for the Prodigy, right? You might have to put a trigger in there, okay? You got to get a magwell, okay? You got to get a light. I mean, this is still cheaper than a stock Prodigy. So, you know, I think I lucked up on this one, and I just want to share this gem, you know, with you guys. So that's it. So I hope everybody is learning to get into this 2011 game little by little. Don't rush it. It will be here for a long time. These are probably some of the best firearms ever produced, you know, in the genre. The 2011, it's probably some of the best firearms ever produced. So wherever you start, you know, as long as you're in the game, you're batting 1,000. All right. Hey, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me today. I do appreciate it. This is the Gun Shield TV.